Hi, thank you so much for joining me today for day 27 of Scraptember 2023. And today our prompt is fussy cutting. So you can see in the top left hand corner of the screen there, I've gone through one of the sheets from the Vicki Boutin Where Next collection and fussy cut half of a sheet of the tickets on there. So I'm using Vicki Boutin Where Next to document photos of myself and Leanne when we were flying to Phoenix for CHA back in 2019. And I'd saved my air miles so that we could actually travel first class. It was pretty amazing. So I just wanted to document this photo of us getting ready to get on the plane, and there was a photo of us in the lounge with our glass of rosé champagne. It was very decadent and very nice. So I've just torn a strip of paper, the clouds paper, to stick down the left-hand side of the page, and also a strip of that golden stripy paper to just tuck underneath that. And then my tickets, I'm just going to tuck all the way down, roughing up the edges just to create a second border down that page. These are train, plane, metro, all different tickets, but they're tickets, and I thought they were really nice for a photo of us travelling. So you can see I've actually managed to use a pattern paper as my background as well. Go me. It's not something I do very often, so I was really pleased when I saw this map paper, and it's still a neutral really, isn't it? It's just blues, so not too in your face in terms of patterns. So I decided that I would use that. I've also pulled out one of the big chipboard titles from the chipboard pack that says yes, which will work really nicely with these photos. So the photos have been printed out on a 4x6 sheet, 4x6 photo paper. I've collaged two 3x4s together, and I use the Project Life app to do that on my phone. I find that the easiest way for printing out smaller photos. So just going on down these, sticking the tickets down as I go, just using my wet glue to get those in position. And when I was sticking those strips down the left-hand side of the page, I made sure that I didn't take the glue all the way to the edges so that I had the opportunity to tuck things in without it getting difficult. And they're all higgledy-piggledy. I didn't want them all straight in a line. Some are poking out horizontally, and the majority of them are vertical. But I just wanted to get that texture and all the different colours into there. So you can see I'm just working my way along. I have more or less 2 rows of tickets in the end, but they look really good, all the different textures that I've got there. This is a fantastic way of stretching your stash. Have a look at the papers and see what you can fussy cut out. I just spent the evening in front of the telly cutting these. It took forever because they have all these little notches out of the end, and I was too lazy to get my circle punch, so I was having to cut those with the scissors. So it did take a little while, but we just watched a film and I got on with that. So now those tickets are more or less down, just a couple more. I've got this tealy one that I wanted to pop in here, and there's a little gap at the top, and I've got this tiny one that was on the edge of the paper because I cut everything out from that half that I decided to fussy cut and tuck that up there. And I've still got plenty of tickets left to use on future layouts. I don't think I'll be using this many on one layout in the future, so just 1 or 2 to tuck behind photos is great. So just going through my pot that's full of the ephemera and predominantly the papyri pieces, and straight away I find this is like a huge ticket tag, and it's got a plane on the bottom, so I think that will work perfectly. And then these word strips, which I seem to be using on every layout at the moment. I found one that says I've been waiting for this, and I thought that would work really nicely. Leanne and I worked really hard throughout the year, and this was our treat going away, still for work, but we had some downtime as well. So that phrase works really nicely. And there's that chipboard yes that I was talking about that I wanted to add as my title. And that yellow ticket that I've put behind the photos will work really nice for my journaling at the bottom. So I pulled out this picture of a cactus because that's what Phoenix, Arizona is famous for. So I thought that worked really nicely there. And I do end up getting rid of the ticket that I'd tucked down the side of the photo because it was covering up too much of that cactus. Another tag at the top just to bring a little bit more height in so that I've got a stepped edge coming down from the left to the point on the right where that cactus is. and then another tag at the bottom just because I just came across it and thought it would look nice. It sort of balances the layout out there. It's also another opportunity for a bit more journaling as well. So just getting everything glued down. It's already in situ, so just lifting up the edges to get those layers stuck down, and then I can add the photos on top. And I'm not matting my photos this time, I just decided to keep them as they are. And then there's that cactus picture behind. So now adding this strip across the photos. Just a tiny bead of wet glue, not too much because these are very thin papyri pieces, so I didn't want them to warp. And then I can get that chipboard stuck down as well. So that's the main structure of the layout there now. I've got to add my journaling and a few other bits and pieces just to zhuzh it up a little bit. So first with the journaling, and I've just put our annual trip to CHA, Phoenix, Arizona this year. We save air miles every year to travel BA first class if we can. What a difference to our journey that makes. So now just adding a little plain charm from my stash onto this wax twine that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. And I'm just going to loop that around. I will staple it down on the left in the end so it goes through that other tag and then round to the left. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom with that tag at the bottom, add some twine, and then I shall pull that down and over and stick it on the back of the layout so it comes right off the page. I didn't want to loop it round the same as the top one. I don't like things looking too even. So that's why I decided to loop this over. And look at that paper on the back as well. Why are all the best papers double-sided like that? So just looping that round, just getting it behind that ticket at the top so that holds it, and then stapling it into place. So now that's done, I just want to add a few more little embellishments onto the page. So I'm going to go through the puffy stickers first, and I find a little one that says smile, which I add to the bottom there. I'm going to add my date with my roller date stamp at the top on that tab, at the top of that tag, the yellow tag. And then I find this plain on the 6x12 sticker sheet, which I think works perfectly. It says up, up and away. So I add that to the top, and that's bringing that black up to the top that I've got on the bottom in that yes sticker. This one says journey, so I just add that to the top of the photo of the two of us. And then I find a little rosette that says loving this life, which I'm going to pop down on the left hand side of that tag there. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do check the description box down below to see everybody else who's joining in on this fabulous hop. There's a playlist there so you can watch to your heart's content, and I shall see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.